Okay, welcome back for sideboarding here, and I got some interesting things going on both sides actually. From the Abzan company side, I am bringing in some more disruptive elements with the $10 Scholar and Sin Collector, just great in against mid-range control decks like Mardu. Scavenging Ooze is coming in just to be a more high-impact threat. In this matchup, we're less concerned with being a combo deck and more concerned with just being a grindy, sort of mid-rangey creature deck. And so we want more high-impact cards so we can pressure Planeswalkers a bit better. Ooze happens to also be good against Lingering Souls if they keep that in, even though Michael isn't. In the unknown, I think this is a good card to bring in. Forge Tender would be a lot better if Michael's Sweeper weren't Kozilek's Return, but still does some good work against Lightning Helix and Lightning Bolt. And if they ever have Anger of the Gods, having a one Forge Tender to chord 4 in response is very nice. And then I am sort of overboarding for the threat of Kalitas by bringing in all three paths. This might be one too many. I went back and forth on whether or not to have the second, whether or not to have 2 or 3. But I think the matchup is pretty good for Abzan Company, so we can afford to give up one card or one slot in equity to be better prepared to fight Kalitas, which is a card that is really a nightmare for this deck. And then I'm bringing out some of the more low impact cards, a couple of combo pieces with the extra Viscera Seers and a Malira. I'm bringing out the Fiend Hunter because it just Michael doesn't have a lot of creatures to begin with, and it really just dies. I mean, Fiend Huntering a wall of them is out of the way. To have you bolt it
sounds fantastic.
Yeah, not my idea of fun. And you always bring out a couple mana creatures in this matchup. It's not important to really get out underneath them. They're going to have some removal spells to keep parity, and your mana creatures just get swept up in things like Kozilek's Return or just get bolted and are generally low impact. So cutting a couple of those is a good idea. And then a couple non-intuitive cuts, I think, are these two right here. The Orzhov Pontiff is pretty good against Lingering Souls. As I noted, Michael's bringing them out. They're not great in the matchup, and so I'm not too concerned with keeping a low impact card in my deck to help deal with Souls when the rest of my deck matches up pretty well against it. And then the even less intuitive cut is Spellskite, a card that matches up very well against Lightning Bolt and Lightning Helix, but because it's just a low impact card by itself, like the 0/4 body doesn't do anything, I actually don't think it is very good in these matchups. I know back when I played Pod several years ago, Spellskite was always a cut in matchups like these, and you just wanted to have each of your cards be individually more powerful, but still be able to grind with them with your collected companies and kitchen finks and cards like that. So, and because we're going away from the combo aspect of the deck, Spellskite being able to protect your combo from removal is also less relevant in the post-Cyborg games.
All right, and over on my side, yeah, we're kind of just changing our deck a little bit to have these really high-impact cards in the matchup. As Ross touched on, Kalitas is extremely powerful, can completely dominate the game by itself, shuts off a lot of the incidental both value and combo elements of the Malira deck. Kozilek's Return, just a nice sweeper. The fact that it's an instant speed card can help you set up Planeswalkers, Nahiri in particular, on the following turn. And then also cleans up just the little creatures like the Mana Accelerants and things along those lines. And then less exciting cards, but I still think serviceable in the matchup, Soulfire Grandmaster. Even though, because we're boarding out Lingering Souls and Timely Reinforcements and some of these elements that are helpful for buying time, I think Soulfire is a cheaper, leaner option that kind of does the same thing and can actually just take over a game if we draw a few removal spells and synergizes nicely with Kozilek's Return. Painful Truce, when we're kind of transforming our deck to be more focused on very specific powerful cards. We want to just like trade for one, refill with Painful Truce, find our powerful cards like Kalitas or Nahiri, and it's just more important that we execute a very specific game plan, so Painful Truce is nice there. And Nile Spellbomb, I could actually see either having 0 copies or 2 copies. It's not extremely powerful in the matchup, but it is helpful against things like Eternal Witness, and you can, for instance, like Lightning Bolt to Finks and then exile it with the Persist trigger on the stack with Nile Spellbomb. And it's also just something that gives you a little bit of additional velocity. Lingering Souls, I don't think Ross is going to be just nickeling diming us with small creatures. He's going to have bigger stuff, more disruptive elements, access to cards like Gavany Township. So even though Lingering Souls can buy us some time, I don't think it's going to line up particularly well, especially when we're interested in bringing in cards like Kozilek's Return and Kalitas. I just want to keep a high density of 1-for-1 trades in my deck, removal specifically. Liliana of the Veil, this is mostly just a nod to the curve. I want to, because I'm boarding in 2 4s and 3 3s rather, I want to just try to keep my curve lower overall. And because I think the matchup is going to get a little bit more grindy, I'm comfortable cutting a discard spell. Usually, the more mid-range the matchup tends to slant, the less interested you are in having an overload of discard effects, because at some point you're just going to start top decking them and they're going to be very weak.
Yeah.
And then timely reinforcements, again, don't think I'm going to be under too much early pressure. Just for my life total, it's mostly going to be about board positioning battles. So not interested in gaining the 6th life. It's a little bit worse than Lingering Soul, so we're cutting that as well.
Okay.
And we'll be back in a moment for game 3.
Okay, back here for game 3, and my hand is not great. Got a couple low impact cards, but we can do some stuff early, and I think this card is particularly powerful in the matchup, so I still think this is a keep, but it's a close one.
Yeah, my hand's a little lackluster too, but we have some roadblocks, and our mana's here, so I'm going to keep.
I'm going to crack a Verdant, get a Godless Shrine, so I'm at 17. Play Viscerous here.
Okay. Arid Mesa, your turn.
Okay, I will attack for 1.
19.
I'll go to 16 and play an offensive.
Okay.
16 to 18.
Yep. Draw. Not a bad draw. I do think we kind of just want to start managing the board a little bit, so I'm going to hold off on playing this card. And I will just play a Black Cleave Cliffs and pass the turn. And during your draw step,
Sure.
I will Lightning Elixir and offensive.
I will sack a Diviscus here.
Yep.
Scry 1. And yeah, I'll put that on the bottom.
As I noted in the previous game, that just makes his draw steps for the turn a little bit worse. On average, anyways.
Attack for 1.
18. Or 17, excuse me.
Yeah, 17, 16. Now, we could crack this. So we know we have a land on the bottom. Cracking this is the same thing. It takes a land out of our deck. And saves us a life point, so I guess I'll do this now. We could get like a duel, get the second black source, but that seems less relevant than the point. Very small, small edges. I'm getting a forest, and you can go.
Okay. Not too exciting. Gonna play this. We'll go ahead and crack a fetch land to thin our deck before we cast our Wall of Omens.
You're at 16.
Yep. Draw a card. Not a bad one. Your turn.
Well, that is also pretty good. I will play a Township and play a Finks. Gain 2.
Sure.
17.
Yep.
You can go.
All right. So we can play this and either plus or minus it. I do think, generally speaking, just managing the board is pretty important, just for making Ross's Townships and Court of Callings worse, and I don't think we're going to be able to just plus it up and win the game immediately, so I'm going to fetch a Swamp and cast Nahiri and -2 on your Birds of Paradise.
Gotta get better at playing against Nahiri. Just shouldn't have tapped my bird.
Sure.
So you're at 15.
Yep.
And here he's on 2.
Yep.
So yeah, that's fine.
No sacrifice.
Oh yeah, I guess I should.
Okay. I was like, what does that mean?
And I think I'm going to keep this so we can start activating township.
All right, go.
So play land, attack Nahiri.
All right, so I'll block Viscers here.
Nahiri.
And I'll slaughter pack this.
So once again, I think the scry one is worth less than making Michael tap some mana. So I will just let that resolve.
Yep. You go to 19.
Yeah. And then I'm going to go to 18 and activate the township now.
Sure.
So that I get this counter off of the... Thanks. You can go.
I will pay for my pact. Seems like a smart thing to do. So our hand is a little weak. So I don't think I want to just go ahead and cash in my Nahiri for that Viscers here. So I'll just go ahead and tick it up. Discard March Flats, draw a card. And play a Plains. And pass the turn.
So now I am stuck doing what I've been trying to avoid doing, which is pathing this Wall of Omens so I can kill Nahiri.
Okay.
And I will attack your Nahiri. And I assume something will get Lightning Helixed.
Yeah, I'm going to Lightning Helix your Viscers here.
Yeah, I will sack it in response.
Yep.
Scry, and that is...
Sweet, sweet sound of Ross's frustrations.
This is a surprisingly poor draw. We do have a township, so just getting things into play has some relevance. So I actually still think I'm going to keep it. Yeah, and here he goes to 1. I'll play a bird.
Yep.
You can go.
Interesting. All right, I'll plus discard my Blackleaf Cliffs, draw a card. Okay, hitting land there is actually pretty good. I'm going to play Soulfire Grandmaster, pay 2 life, go to 13.
Yep.
And guess we'll just do this now. I'll activate Soulfire and path here, Kitchen Finks.
That's pretty good.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't think there's much we are going to do about that. Question is whether or not we want to search and get a different draw. I think now that we can't get the Sphinx back with the Witness that's on top of our deck, and getting back Anafenz isn't even that great because we don't have the Sphinx in play to threaten to get back Seer to combo. I think I just feel behind enough that I want to try to draw something different.
Also just lets you like cash in your canopy probably.
Yeah, exactly. That is the other... and I think I'll get an extra white mana. You have 2 cards in hand now?
Yep. It's 13-18, is that right?
Yes. Okay. If I had just not gotten greedy early and pathed the Wall of Omens much earlier, you would not have had Nahiri.
Well, I mean, maybe I could have used the extra mana in some other way. It's hard to say.
Yeah. I will sack this Horizon Canopy.
Sure.
That was a good draw. We did it.
What's going on? Giant growth to kill my Nahiri?
I'm going to
Company.
collect a company.
Sure.
And I get a Voice of Resurgence.
I'll take it.
Not the best against Path to Exile. I have a land, and to prevent any more of these shenanigans.
Aw, come on. You're such a jerk. Had him in the hard lock.
Now I'm just going to die to Kalidas.
Man. And here you'll probably find it, and then, yes, you'll die to it.
Yep. That's how that works. At least he has to path on my turn to deal with the Voice, so I get an extra mana next turn.
The little things, right? I'll discard Bloodstained Mire.
Yep.
Yep, Path, your Voice.
You got a Swamp.
Play a Shambling Vent, pass the turn.
Well, attack Nahiri for 1.
Yep.
Play another township.
I'll exile your birds.
Sure.
I'll attack you for 2.
I'm at 20. Or you're at 16, you're at 15, other way.
Yep, go. Love it.
You can go.
Tick up, discard Thoughtseize. Oh, animate an attack.
14, 17.
Play Shambling Vent.
Yep.
Go.
Township.
Yep.
Another good draw. I will attack Nahiri for 2.
No blocks.
Nahiri takes 2. Now, if he wants to trade his Nahiri for Noble, that's fine by me, but I'll play Eternal Witness, get back Collected Company.
Okay.
And you can go.
Does change things a bit. All right. That might have been wrong on my part.
To attack with Event?
No. I could have killed your Noble Hierarch that turn. Play a Wall of Women's, draw a card.
Yep.
Ooh. Hoo-hoo-hoo.
Your Kalidas.
Sure did. I will tick up and not discard your turn.
I will play Collected Company.
I suppose you should.
Should probably have actually responded to Kalidas with that, because if I find Eternal Witness and I have Path in hand.
I mean, that doesn't really do anything.
Well, you can respond to the Eternal Witness trigger by killing something and guaranteeing you get a...
I mean, I could do that regardless, right? You have Path in your hand, I play Kalidas, and then I just sit. Like, there's no reason for me to make a move.
Yeah, I guess. Well, I'm going to find the one that can attack through all his stuff, and the one that hopefully protects things from red removal spells, because he's already used Slaughter Pact.
Okay, I will go ahead and path this.
And
I will Bolcheries, make a zombie.
I don't have another basic, right? It's 2/1/1. Whatever, I'll just check. Probably just shuffle a bunch of lands back in that are bad. But yeah, it's 2/1/1. But I land on top, so good job, me.
Well played.
Okay, so I have 9 mana total in play, so if I draw an untapped land, I can double Township at least. That lets me attack with Eternal Witness. I see just one activation lets me attack with a 4/3, and if that trades the Kalidas, that's very good. Probably just chump blocks with Wall of Omens, because the zombies can make Kalidas big.
Checks out.
Yeah, that's what I thought I was going to draw.
What does that mean?
Just guaranteed.
I didn't even Reflector Mage you. What is it?
So... And, yeah, attack Nahiri.
Okay. I'll block all of those.
Yep. You can go.
Just not a very good card.
Worst possible.
Ooh, that's good. All right, I will exile this. I will minus Lily, make a zombie.
Yeah, I would have not come close to losing this game if I had pathed a wall earlier.
That's just not even necessarily true.
Got to discard 3 dead lands and find Kalidas 4 turns ahead of schedule.
Attack you for 7.
I'm at 7, you're at 22.
Yep. Go.
Don't think I have any outs.
I hope not. Coco into Witness into, I don't know, just utter nonsense, but like...
So you can... I need to generate more than 1 creature. I'm a mana short. It would need to be green mana.
Really? You have Chord
Yeah.
into Witness.
So I was trying to chord into Witness, get back Path. And then I have 2 things I can block.
So you would...
I would block these, take 4.
Yeah. That'd
And
still
then-
be pretty rough.
Yeah, it'd still be in bad shape, but now I'm certainly getting Witness, so I have a second something to do. I guess
You're not dead on board.
Hmm.
You get a 1.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, so we're definitely getting Witness, and I have to get Path, so...
My turn.
Yep.
That doesn't actually do it. So, discard Kozilek's Return. And play this, stick up. Attack you with everything.
Yeah, block a zombie, go to 1, you go to 26.
Yep. Go.
Now I probably need Witness back Collected Company, or Company to Witness.
Is it company?
That's Chord.
Okay. It's just same thing as last turn, right?
Well,
Here
I
it
can't. I can only get 2 things, I guess.
Yeah, you can't pull ahead.
And red cap doesn't do it either. I can't red cap into something plus township.
You could red cap yourself.
Yeah, I'm just dead.